What kind of man walks into a hotel and walks out having sold the Eiffel Tower? Not once but twice. No bombs, no hacking, no force. Just charm, audacity, and a forged letterhead. This isn't fiction. This is the true story of Victor Lustig, the greatest con artist in history. He spoke 5 languages, dressed like royalty, carried himself with the grace of an aristocrat, and wherever he went, money changed hands, usually into his pockets. Victor Lustig wasn't a brute, he wasn't a thug. He was a gentleman swindler, the kind of man who could charm the shirt off your back, then sell it back to you. Born in Eiffel in Austria-Hungary, Lustig was brilliant from a young age. Educated, persuasive, and fluent in multiple languages, he started with small-time scams on cruise ships, gambling cons, staged thefts, fake investment schemes. But Victor had ambition. He didn't just want money, he wanted to outwit the world. So he came up with one of the boldest scams in history. A plan so outrageous it couldn't possibly work. Except it did. In 1925, Paris was buzzing with gossip about the Eiffel Tower. Built in 1889, the tower was expensive to maintain, rusting, and at the time seen by some as an eyesore. Lustig saw an opportunity. He forged government documents, posing as a deputy director from the Ministry of Posts and Telegraphs. Then he summoned top scrap metal dealers to a secret meeting at the Hotel de Crillon, a luxurious hotel in Paris. He told them, "The government has decided to quietly sell the Eiffel Tower for scrap, but it must remain secret to avoid public outrage." The dealers bought it, hook, line, and sinker. One man, Poisson, desperate to break into Parisian high society, took the bait. He paid Lustig a hefty bribe to secure the deal. Lustig took the money and vanished, straight to Vienna. Poisson, too humiliated to admit he'd been conned, never reported it. So Lustig did something unbelievable. He came back to Paris to try it again. A few months later, Lustig returned, reusing the same forged documents in the same hotel. This time, a dealer grew suspicious and contacted the police. Lustig fled just in time. But his legend had begun, the man who sold the Eiffel Tower twice, but that was far from the end of his cons. One of Lustig's most profitable tricks was the money box scam. He claimed to possess a machine that could duplicate currency using radium. In demonstrations, it seemed to work, because Lustig would preload the machine with genuine notes. He sold the machine for tens of thousands. By the time the buyer realized it was fake, Lustig was gone. The scam was so convincing, one sheriff who bought a box refused to believe it didn't work, even after it bankrupted him. Yes, even Al Capone, the most feared gangster in America, fell for Lustig told Capone he had a fail-safe investment opportunity. Capone gave him $50,000 to hold. Lustig didn't invest it. He kept it safe, untouched. After 2 months, he returned the money, claiming the deal had fallen through. Capone, shocked by his honesty, gave him $5,000 as a reward. And that was Lustig's con all along. But even the smoothest operators slip up. Lustig's counterfeit operations in the US got too big to ignore. The FBI launched a nationwide manhunt. After multiple arrests, escapes, and fake names, he was finally caught in 1935. In custody, he told agents, "I've had 10 identities, but only one brain." He was sentenced to 20 years in Alcatraz. Victor Lustig died in 1947 from pneumonia while still in prison. But he left behind more than just a rap sheet. He left a legend, a reminder that the greatest weapon of all is confidence. With nothing but paper, ink, and a smile, he sold the unsellable twice. So what do we learn from the man who sold the Eiffel Tower? That deception often wears a tailored suit, that trust, once broken, is expensive, and that even the boldest lies can sound like truth when told well enough. Victor Lustig was a criminal, yes, but also a performer, a ghost in the system, and perhaps the greatest con man who ever lived.